Test equipment.
Interpreters, can you hear us all right in chambers?
Where'd he go?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Welcome. The July 4th, 2026 meeting of the Monroe County Legislature will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Ms. Barnhart. Ms. Barnhart is present. Ms. Bartholomew McCoy.
Here.
Ms. Bartholomew McCoy is present. Mr. Baines. Here. Mr. Baines is present. Mr. Blinkley. Here. Mr. Blinkley is present. Ms. Bonnick.
Here.
Ms. Bonnick is present. Mr. Burgess.
Here.
Mr. Burgess is present. Mr. Chardy. Here. Mr. Chardy is present. Mr. Colby. Here. Mr. Colby is present. Mr. Cruz.
Presente.
Mr. Cruz is present. Mr. Vecchio Hoffman. Mr. Vecchio Hoffman is present. Mr. Dondorfer. Mr. Dondorfer is present. Mr. Frazier. Mr. Frazier is present. Ms. Hasman. Ms. Hasman is present. Ms. Hugh Smith. Ms. Hugh Smith is present. Dr. Jeffrey.
Here.
Dr. Jeffrey is present. Mr. Johns. Mr. Johns is present. Mr. Keller. Mr. Keller is present. Mr. Long. Mr. Long is present. Mr. Mafucci. Mr. Mafucci is present. Mr. McCabe. Mr. McCabe is present. Ms. McIntyre. Ms. McIntyre is present. Mr. Milne. Mr. Milne is present. Mr. Morris. Mr. Morris is present. President Roman.
Here.
President Roman is present. Mr. Sinclair. Mr. Sinclair is present. Ms. Smith. Ms. Smith is present. Mr. Stefferson. Mr. Stefferson is present. Ms. Vasquez Simmons. Ms. Vasquez Simmons is present. Mr. Udelson. Mr. Udelson is present.
Okay, thank you. I will now take a point of privilege to move our moment of silence to later in the agenda. Thank you. Can you all please stand as Legislator Baines will now lead us in a pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. At this time, I ask that you remain standing. Without objection, we'll take item number 30 out of the regular agenda order. Item number 30 is moved by Legislator Udelson and seconded by Legislator McCabe, expressing the regret of the Monroe County Legislature on the recent passing of Donald Chesworth, former Monroe County District Attorney and Superintendent of New York State Police. Madam Clerk.
Expressing regret of the Monroe County Legislature on the recent passing of former Monroe County District Attorney and Superintendent of New York State Police, Donald O. Chesworth, Jr. Be it resolved that the Monroe County Legislature hereby expresses its deepest sympathy upon the recent passing of former Monroe County District Attorney and Superintendent of the New York State Police, Donald O. Chesworth, Jr. And whereas Donald O. Chesworth, Jr. was born on September 15, 1941 in Independence, Missouri, and passed away peacefully on June 23, 2026 at the age of 84. And whereas committed to the pursuit of justice throughout his life, Donald graduated magna cum laude from Graceland College before earning his Juris Doctor from Yale Law School in 1966, beginning a distinguished legal and public service career that would span more than 5 decades. And whereas, following law school, Donald joined the Federal Bureau of Investigation as a special agent, serving as a legal advisor, criminal investigator, and instructor to law enforcement agencies while directing federal organized crime investigations in Monroe County, before joining the Monroe County District Attorney's Office, where he served as Second Assistant District Attorney, First Assistant District Attorney, and in 1981 was appointed and subsequently elected Monroe County District Attorney. And whereas Donald was appointed as the 9th Superintendent of the New York State Police in 1983 by Governor Mario Cuomo, where he modernized the agency by expanding the state police force, initiating the 12 Most Wanted program, implementing sobriety road checks, establishing the Crime Analysis Unit, Forensic Sciences Unit, and Hazmat Unit, and helping establish the New York State Trooper Foundation. And whereas, following his public service, Donald returned to private practice, co-founding Harrison Chesworth, and later serving as managing partner of Tully Rinke PLLC's Rochester office, while continuing to mentor attorneys and serve numerous civic, charitable, and professional organizations throughout Monroe County. And whereas Donald is survived by his beloved wife, Marilyn Chance Chesworth, his children, Cynthia Grace John Thompson, Deborah Catherine Chris Bardine, and Donald O. Chesworth III, Brittany. His 5 cherished grandchildren, Hayden and Savannah Thompson, Grace Bardine, Noemi and Jacob Chesworth, and many friends, colleagues, and members of the legal and law enforcement communities. While his extraordinary career, unwavering integrity, and lasting contributions to Monroe County and New York State will be remembered with deep gratitude by all who had the privilege of knowing him. Be it further resolved that the Clerk of the Legislature is hereby requested to forward a copy of this resolution to the bereaved family. This resolution was adopted unanimously, with each legislator rising in his or her place for a moment of silence.
At this time, I do ask that you all remain standing. I would like to invite legislators Cruz and McCabe to lead us in a moment of reflection, followed by a moment of silence in honor of the late Lieutenant John J.J. Joseph, Rochester Fire Department member and International Association of Firefighters, IAFF Local 1071 Secretary. Legislator Cruz.
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to start off by noting that the following statement has been prepared by members of the RFD on Local 1071, and I thank you for your time. Lieutenant John Joseph, known as JJ, was a fireman's fireman. He loved the job and was a dedicated worker. JJ was a union man through and through. As the secretary of the Local 1071, he always advocated for members' rights and working conditions. JJ was an honorable man who cared about his family, community, and career. JJ worked JJ worked let's see. JJ worked on the front lines until the very end. He literally gave this city all he had. As a fireman, we often discuss the dangers and risks of being a firefighter. Our brother, Lieutenant John Joseph, made the ultimate sacrifice for his community. And for that, he deserves our respect, reverence, and love. To our brothers and sisters, I hope we find comfort in each other as we mourn this loss. To his family, we love you, and please know that you have the support of more than 500 members. May his life be the bar to which we all aspire. Thank you to the Monroe County Fire Bureau, the County Fire Coordinator, Steve, and everyone involved for your assistance in making sure that our brother in arms has the send-off that he deserves. We love you, brother, and you will be missed. May you rest in peace as we carry on your legacy. Thank you for your service. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Legislator. Legislator McCabe.
Thank you, Madam President, and thank you, Legislator Cruz, for that touching tribute for JJ. I could say everything Santos just said. Legislator Cruz, I apologize, just said, but as a brother firefighter, I got to meet JJ a long time ago when he was a young firefighter coming up through the ranks of the RFD. He became involved in a union. I was a union leader in Greece, and the kid just had it. He was one of those guys that just had it. Most people from the union side struggle. There's some that truly have it, and JJ did. And I was lucky enough today to spend some time with his mother. And she raised an amazing young man. Her and her husband, Bart, who's a retired battalion chief from the RFD, raised an amazing young man. He was a guy, one of my favorite stories with JJ is we were at a union convention, and on occasion, maybe at a union convention, a few adult beverages are consumed. And JJ is the only firefighter I've ever had a beer with who starts talking about his cat. I mean, most firefighters aren't going to talk about their cat. It's just, it's a manly job. It's, testosterone and all that. And JJ's sitting there in the bar and we're talking about his cat. And that's who JJ was. He was an amazing young man. This community lost a tremendous firefighter, a tremendous union leader, and a tremendous human being. So with that, I just want to give my sympathy to my brothers in the RFD, to firefighters across the county. Line of duty deaths are always tough on the fire service, and it takes a toll on all of us. So,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for those touching testimonies. JJ did touch many of the lives in these chambers, and I thought it appropriate to continue this moment of silence in his name. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Madam President,
Yes.
if I could just say, District 22 is also mourning the loss of a young person. 14-year-old Zane Johnson left this world too early. Our prayers are with the family, and we're with them.
Agree. Thank you. All right. Thank you all. We'll now move on to the approval of the journal. Your copies of Day 6, June 9th, 2026 are available through one meeting. Without exception, this journal will stand as approved. Legislators, the referrals submitted to the legislature for the next committee cycle are available on one meeting as well as online. At this time, there are several proclamations scheduled for this evening. Madam Clerk.
Would Olivia Reed please come forward? Also, President Iversha Roman, Legislator Paul Dondorfer, and County Executive Adam J. Bello.
The Monroe County Legislature recognizes Olivia Reed. Whereas Olivia Reed has distinguished herself through exceptional academic achievement, exemplary leadership, athletic excellence, and an enduring commitment to serving her school and community. And whereas, throughout all 4 years of high school, Olivia earned a place on the high honor roll, demonstrating an unwavering commitment to academic excellence, discipline, and perseverance. She was inducted into the National Honor Society, served as a class officer, and was selected as a recipient of the Ibero Scholarship, embodying the responsibility, integrity, and leadership that inspire those around her. And whereas, Olivia made a lasting impact on the Penfield High School by helping establish its first Latino student union and serving the organization as its co-founder, secretary, and president. Through her vision, dedication, and advocacy, she created a welcoming space that celebrates Latino culture, elevates student voices, and strengthens understanding and connections throughout the school community. And whereas, Olivia has also exemplified commitment, determination, and teamwork as a 3-sport varsity athlete competing in golf, basketball, and lacrosse. Her accomplishments include helping her lacrosse team capture a state championship and earning multiple all-county honors, reflecting her competitive spirit and ability to lead by example, both individually and as a valued teammate. And whereas, Olivia further demonstrated her passion for leadership, public service, and the law through her internship at the Appellate Division, 4th Department, and her involvement with the New York Youth Law Academy. Through these experiences, she gained valuable insight into the legal system while helping to educate, encourage, and inspire the next generation of young leaders. Now, therefore, we, Adam J. Bello, County Executive, Iversha Roman, President, and Paul Dondorfer, Legislator District 9, on behalf of Monroe County, do hereby recognize and honor Olivia Reed for her extraordinary accomplishments and for the distinction she has brought to her family, school, and community.
Would Alan Levin please come forward? Also President Eversha Roman, legislators Michael Udelson and Rachel Barnhart.
Udelson? What do I gotta do? Oh, there you are. Where's your mommy?
Are we ready? The Monroe County Legislature recognizes Alan Levin. Whereas it is the sense of this legislature to honor and celebrate the people and organizations which make Monroe County a better place to live. And whereas, attendant to such concern, the legislature is justly proud to honor Alan Levin, known to generations of listeners as Brother Weeze. And whereas, his unmistakable voice, candid storytelling, irreverent humor, and unwavering commitment to his community made him far more than a radio host. He became a cultural institution whose career helped define local broadcasting. And whereas, after serving 3 tours of duty in Vietnam, he launched what would become an extraordinary broadcasting career at WCMF-FM, where the Brother Weeze Morning Circus quickly grew into one of the highest rated and most influential morning shows in the region. And whereas, Levin's programming became known for blending comedy, music, current events, and deeply personal conversations that created an uncommon bond with listeners. And whereas, for more than 40 years, Alan Levin has been more than Brother Weeze. He has been a trusted companion during morning commutes, an outspoken advocate for charitable causes, a champion of local music and culture, and a singular broadcasting personality whose influence extends far beyond the air. Now, therefore, let it be known that I, Eversha Roman, President, Michael Udelson, Majority Leader, and Rachel Barnhart, Legislator District 17, do hereby honor Alan Levin for his remarkable career, generous spirit, and a legacy that will continue to echo far beyond the airwaves on this 14th day of July, 2026.
This obviously was something never expected by the likes of me. So I really like to thank the people I know, like Lil Udelson, my favorite poker player's daughter, right here, Rachel Barnhart. And just the last thing, I don't want to take your time, this is long stuff, but the last time I was here, my best friend, Dr. Joe Carbone, was the president. So in his honor, I hope that that's a nice thing. Thank you, guys. Very sweet. Thank you.
Would Dr. Maureen Finney please come forward? Also President Eversha Roman, Legislator Sean McCabe, and County Executive Adam J. Bello. And Legislator Mafucci.
You ready? Yeah. The Monroe County Legislature recognizes Dr. Maureen Finney. Whereas, throughout her career, Dr. Maureen Finney has demonstrated exceptional leadership in higher education, dedicating herself to advancing academic excellence, institutional innovation, and student success with an unwavering commitment to improving the lives of her students, faculty, and staff. And whereas, since 2022, Dr. Finney has acted as the provost of Nazareth University, where she has championed a holistic, student-centered approach to higher education, leading institution-wide efforts to increase student success within the university. Through her work, Dr. Finney has spearheaded a comprehensive student success study within the Thriving Framework, helping reshape academic structures, advisement, and support. And whereas, under her leadership, she has transformed Nazareth University by advancing academic innovation through organizational improvement, data-informed decision-making, and secured Title III funding to expand student support services and modernize the university's institutional infrastructure. As a physician assistant by training, Dr. Finney led the development of Nazareth University's innovative hybrid educational opportunities for future healthcare professionals. And whereas Dr. Finney was selected as a recipient of the 2026 Trailblazer in Higher Education Award in recognition of her incredible contributions to higher education through her visionary leadership, creating meaningful opportunities for students, strengthening institutional resilience, and reshaping the future of higher education. And whereas, through her leadership, commitment, and advocacy, Dr. Maureen Finney has positively impacted the lives of countless students, faculty, and staff at Nazareth University while serving as an inspiration to leaders and educators for years to come. Now, therefore, we, Adam J. Bello, County Executive, Iversha Rahman, President, and Sean H. McCabe, Republican Leader, on behalf of Monroe County, do hereby express our deepest gratitude and recognize Dr. Maureen Finney on receiving the 2026 Trailblazer in Higher Education Award.
Thank you all so much for this incredible honor and recognition. As we all know, when we do work like this, you never do it alone. So I'm so thankful for the team of excellent scholars and colleagues that I have at Nazareth University. And as you may have heard, I am now the president of Nazareth University. So I look forward to Nazareth's continued impact on the community as an economic driver, as a profound community partner, and ensuring that we just really uplift and strengthen our area together. So thank you so, so very much.
Would Black Girls Do Bike please come forward? Also, President Iversha Rahman and legislators Mercedes Vasquez-Simmons, Rachel Barnhart, Santos Cruz, Linda Hasman, Albert Blankley, Carolyn Delvecchio Hoffman, Rose Bonnick, Ricky Frazier, and William Burgess.
The Monroe County Legislature recognizes Black Girls Do Bike. Whereas it is the sense of this legislature to honor and celebrate the people and organizations which make Monroe County a better place to live. And whereas, attendant to such concern, the legislature is justly proud to honor Black Girls Do Bike, a movement dedicated to creating a vibrant cycling community. And whereas, guided by the philosophy, life is like riding a bicycle. In order to keep your balance, you must keep moving. BGDB creates welcoming spaces where women of color, all women, and those identifying as women, can build confidence, develop new skills, find mentorship, and form lasting friendships. The organization also encourages bicycling as active transportation, empowering riders to use bicycles not only for recreation, but also as a practical tool for mobility, independence, and healthier communities. And whereas, across the country, local chapters foster environments where riders are encouraged to lead, advocate, volunteer, and inspire positive change within their communities. And whereas, in 2026, Keisha McCullough established the Rochester chapter of Black Girls Do Bike. Under her leadership, this chapter has become a cornerstone of community engagement, encouraging collaboration through cycling, making the sport more accessible to new riders, and participating in other programs deeply committed to serving the community. And whereas, today, Black Girls Do Bike Rochester continues to demonstrate that cycling is about far more than riding a bicycle. It's about creating community, promoting health and wellness, developing leaders, and ensuring every woman has the opportunity to experience the freedom, confidence, and connection that comes with two wheels. Now, therefore, let it be known that I, Iversha Rahman, President, Mercedes Vasquez-Simmons, Vice President, Rachel Barnhart, Legislator District 17, Santos Cruz, Legislator District 21, Linda Hasman, Legislator District 23, Albert Blankley, Legislator District 24, Carolyn Delvecchio Hoffman, Legislator District 25. Rose Bonnick, Legislator District 27. Ricky Frazier, Legislator District 28. And William Burgess, Legislator District 29, do hereby honor Black Girls Do Bike and Keisha McCullough on this 14th day of July, 2026.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much to the Black Girls Do Bike ladies that showed up today. I appreciate your support. Thank you, everybody, for the honor and the recognition today as Black Girls Do Bike celebrates 10 years of cycling in and around the Rochester area. We started July 16th, 2016. Get this corrected, Evelyn. Thank you so much, Evelyn. I appreciate all your love and support. My sister, Tynese, attorney Tynese Edwards, and all the other ladies standing here, and all the ladies that could not be with us. We like to say that we're more than a bicycle group. Like, we're friends, we're family. And just like the proclamation says, we cultivate friendships, long-lasting friendships. We travel together. We've been to Jamaica, California, all on a bike. So, well, we flew. We flew New York City. We've been everywhere. So come and join us locally. We have bike rides on the second Tuesday of the month. Open to men and women. We do co-ed rides as well. And then on Saturdays in the month of July, we have rides for new and returning to cycling only for women. So come on out. Thank you so much. We appreciate this.
Would Dorothy Reed please come forward? Also, President Yversha Roman, Legislators Michael Udelson and Jackie Smith, and County Executive Adam J. Bello.
The Monroe County Legislature recognizes Dorothy Reed. Whereas American Gold Star Mothers, Inc. was founded in 1928 by mothers who lost sons and daughters in military service to the United States, and has since served as a nationally recognized nonprofit organization dedicated to honoring the member of fallen service members while providing compassionate support to Gold Star families, veterans, active duty military personnel, and their communities through fellowship, service, and advocacy. And whereas American Gold Star Mothers, Inc. fulfills its mission through countless volunteer efforts, including providing comfort and assistance to veterans, supporting active duty military service members and their families, sending care packages, visiting hospitalized veterans, and offering strength and companionship to mothers and families who share the profound sacrifice of losing a child in service to our nation. And whereas, following the loss of her son, Staff Sergeant Nicholas Reed of Brockport, who was killed in Afghanistan in 2012, while courageously attempting to disarm an improvised explosive device, Dorothy Reed transformed her family's unimaginable loss into a commitment to helping others, proudly serving as both the president of the New York Department of American Gold Star Mothers, Inc., and president of the Rochester chapter. And whereas, under Dorothy Reed's leadership, the New York Department of American Gold Star Mothers, Inc. and the Rochester chapter have continued to faithfully advance their mission at both the state and local levels by supporting Gold Star families through compassionate fellowship and assistance during times of emotional and financial hardship, and honoring the memory and legacy of New York's fallen heroes who made the ultimate sacrifice in service to the United States, while ensuring that their loved ones remain supported and that their sacrifices continue to be remembered for generations to come. Now, therefore, we, Adam J. Bello, County Executive, Eversha Rahman, President, Michael Udelson, Majority Leader, and Jackie Smith, Legislator District 2, on behalf of Monroe County, do hereby recognize and honor Dorothy Reed for her dedicated service and unwavering commitment to supporting Gold Star families as President of the Department of American Gold Star Mothers, Inc., New York State and Rochester chapters.
I just want to say thank you so much for this recognition, and it doesn't come without a lot of help from a lot of other people. We have a lot of people that are dedicated in this area, whether it be for veterans or active duty military or Gold Stars, to support the military members of our community. So thank you very much for this, and I would encourage you, if you can, to go ahead and get involved in any way we can to help our active duty and our veterans. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you all. I will now recess the legislature to hold a public hearing. And I now declare open the public hearing entitled Adopting the 2027-2032 Capital Improvement Program.
We have no one signed up for the public hearing. Is there anyone else present wishing to speak on this matter?
Okay. There being none, I declare this public hearing closed. I now declare open the public hearing entitled Adopting Monroe County Agriculture and Farmland Protection Plan Update.
We have no one signed up for the public hearing. Is there anyone else present wishing to speak on this matter?
Okay, there being none, I declare this public hearing closed. The July 14th, 2024 meeting of the legislature is now reconvened. There is no formal committee report scheduled for this evening, and we will not hold the public forum. Thank you to everyone who has signed up for the public forum. We ask that everyone maintain decorum during this time. We will not tolerate any disruptions from the gallery. A second warning will be issued before a deputy will be asked to remove you from the gallery. We do have several people registered to address the legislature. Madam Clerk.
If you require assistance, a deputy is available to assist you in approaching the lectern. I will call 3 people forward at one time. Each speaker will have 2 minutes in which to address the legislature. Please do not bring out any signs or props, do not single out any legislator, and please conclude when the buzzer sounds. Thank you for your cooperation. The first 3 speakers are Paul Frisella, Terrence Schnurr, and Amber Love.
Nancy Reagan was right to just say no to drugs. Drugs are toxic and bad for you. But the common cigarette and vaping products are also bad and toxic. Cigarettes have been shown to cause cancer. Cancer is a horrible, painful disease that must be overcome completely. Alcohol may be legal, but it too causes cancer and destroys lives and families. Companies that put out this stuff, the legal but toxic stuff I mentioned, should be restricted much more firmly than they are now. There exists in mathematics a sinister J-curve, a function that says essentially the very old and the very young are more likely to die. Let's put a stop to this J-curve permanently.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you.
Even if it were reasonable to doubt that some businesses in Monroe County are already using biometric technology against us, that would not be sufficient reason to oppose tepid restrictions on that practice. We shouldn't have to wait for the prize horse to run away to close the barn door. As for how potentially affected businesses would be notified, when I moved to Minnesota 16 years ago, I had seen so many signs saying that guns were banned in premises within days that I knew that Minnesota law required such a clear, prominent declaration. The way we will notify smaller businesses of this law is by the compliance of larger businesses. Any of you who doubt that will be sufficient can and should reach out to potentially affected businesses. It's sort of your job. If over the next month you decide to vote against it, I hope you'll have the courage to say you don't care if businesses are snooping on us, or point to specific problems in the bill and not hide behind gossamer pretexts. You're all better than that. Thank you, and have a good night.
Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you for your time. I stand here today as a mother of 3. On May 26, I was attacked in front of my children, ages 5 and 12, at Charlotte Beach while I was standing in the wood chips of the playground. 4 people assaulted me. I suffered blunt force trauma to my face and back of my head. I had a concussion, I broke my thumb, and I suffer from PTSD. I am very grateful I did not become another murder statistic to add to the crime log that has been unsolved. What if they had a gun or a knife? I would have bled out in front of my children. I could have died from the multiple punches in the back of my head. I gave the police department pictures, license plates, and asked them to view cameras that they said that did not exist. After pressing the issue and letting them know I seen the cameras, the police said they could not see the altercation. The police say they are observing the park. They are not. I have watched them in air-conditioned cars talking to each other, not paying attention to the alcohol and drugs being used, intoxicated driving, child neglect, and child endangerment. After that night, I have received a phone call to assure me that even if there was video evidence, they could not do anything, and that came from one of the captains. My daughter still talks about that today. I must lie to my 5-year-old because she needs the reassurance that my attackers are in jail, which they are not. I must constantly look behind my back and observe my surroundings. I am on edge and cannot enjoy the time spent with my children. The police need to be outside of the cars walking along the beach and not just on news outlets pretending to be. I want justice and accountability. I want better cameras for the city, for the safety of our children. We need a new plan. A teen curfew like the mayor proposed isn't going to make much difference. My assault happened at 8:30 on a Tuesday night. I have come here to plead to a resolution, and with that, I yield. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next 3 speakers are Esther Rivkin, Matt McGonigal, and Kevin Yost.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Esther Rivkin, and I'm with Citizen Action. And we're here today about the housing vouchers. They haven't increased in 36 years. And I'm sure that everybody in this room has got an increase in pay every a year. So why hasn't the housing vouchers been up? The inflation to rent and everything is up. They're saying affordable is $800. If I get $440 a month, I can't afford to live on that. I can't even pay half the rent. Like, people are struggling. You guys are taking people's tents and moving them or whatever, but where are they supposed to go if we don't make some affordable housing? If we don't, there's the hotel down here at the, across from the Riverside that we can make into a rooming house. Like, there's so many options, the Cadillac, whatever, but I guess the Cadillac got sold. But housing is a human right, and all people deserve it, not just because I got a job. Not, like the guy was talking about drugs. People are out there and they need mental health help instead of being arrested. We need housing. Housing is a human right. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Mac McGonigal. I was here last month talking about the clerk's fees, which I think are outrageous, and that's the focus tonight of the discussion. I would preface it by saying I'm not a member of either political party. I did vote for the clerk, and I think what happens at the clerk's office has got a lot of problems. So basically, the clerk is very proud of the fact that she calls it a revenue stream. Well, it's, for the people, outside the legislature, it's a profit center, okay? She refers to it, when you hear a revenue stream, it doesn't get the same impact. It's profit, okay? So she charges a bunch of fees, $90 million across 13 years, when she had about $90 million over 13 years, when she only had about 40-some million of cost. Okay, so we're talking about like 100%, okay? And the problem is really, what does she do with the fees? Okay, so the fees get slid over to the county. Okay, so what does the county do? Well, supposedly, this money gets, she identifies property owners as getting, returns. Well, I have a list here, and there are many people who go down to the pay fees at her office. There's not a whole bunch on this list that are property owners. I got property owners, renters, there's law firms, there's executors, there's all kinds of people. They don't get money back. So it's really not true what she says. What about everybody else? The other thing is, I'm not a lawyer, but I marked it on here as legal questions. Maybe it should be legal ethical, I don't know. I can finish up pretty quick. Is maintaining a long-term surplus consistent with the statutory purpose of these fees, especially if a substantial portion of the fee payers are not the property owners who may or may not benefit from lower taxes? The other thing is the fee functioning more like a revenue raiser than a cost recovery? What is it?
Okay,
And-
please
All
wrap
right,
up.
I have one more sentence, please. Why add new fees during all these years when the clerk had ample money, resources to get all the digitization done?
I need you to wrap
prior
up.
to this idea of now we need to have fees for all this digitizing. It should
Sir.
all be done.
Thank you
She
very
had
much,
plenty
sir.
of money for
Sir,
many years.
I thank you.
And she didn't do it.
Thank you. All right.
Hello, my name is Kevin Yost, 1474 Middle Road, Town of Henrietta. Good evening. I just want to kind of wrap up on what I started discussing a few months ago before time kind of ran out on me. Like I said, I understand why we have to have the security in the county hall and other county facilities and just about any other government entertainment venue like we do. Though when I did come into this building within the past hour this evening, I'm glad that we no longer need to remove our belts coming through. That we just need to empty our pockets in a bucket and then they wand you down. No longer have to put your belt and put it back on again. However, if it's all possible to simply take down the barricade down here and reopen the men's restroom anytime the public men's public restroom anytime county office buildings open and simply have guards at all the, guarding all the offices in this store here. That'd be great, since women don't have that restriction not being near any offices on this side. And also, it'd be great if people who can't come to the legislature meetings in person to speak, if they could do it virtually with the deaf translator like we do with Henrietta board meetings, and also have the clock on the screens as well as on people's computers or mobile devices at home, wherever they're observing or speaking the county legislature meetings from. And lastly, I'd like to suggest, what I'll also suggest to the city council next, whenever I speak to them next, I'll save another time. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Our next three speakers are S.E. Shapley, Aqua Porter, and Lucy Newman.
Hello, I'm here today to talk again about housing. I think housing is a basic need, and providing it is something that is needed in a flourishing society. I also believe that it needs to be free and accessible to everyone. Housing is where we build our most intimate lives, where we create homes. To not provide for housing is to make a declaration that this isn't a home for all, only to some, and the some are the ones who can afford to pay. And when we look at the history of this government and the way this government was created, we learn that those some are usually white cis men, and that for a long time, only white cis men who own land could participate in this government, which is a settler government that did not create a home for all, only for some. To call a place a home is to recognize that there is care needed in it, care for the land, those who live on that land. It is not care to leave people unhoused, struggling on the streets to provide for their families and themselves, struggling to provide for housing. I'm here today to ask this governing structure to start thinking of the work you do here as creating a home for the land, for the inhabitants of that land, all of them. You are the stewards who are meant to represent the people. That means that you give out housing that is safe, secure, livable, responsive to the environment, and cared for along with the inhabitants living within it. That is your duty as determined by this governing structure, and so there is a need to create policy built for all, not just for some, like in the past, to represent all people and to create a home for all. It is a deep responsibility, and I hope you understand what the people are demanding, not just housing, but a home, one built for all. Thank you.
I need a little stool.
Yes.
Okay. Good evening. I'm Aqua Porter, Executive Director of the Rochester Monroe Anti-Poverty Initiative. I'm here tonight because housing instability threatens the economic mobility and well-being of families in our community. The average renter in our community earns about $18 an hour. To afford a modest two-bedroom apartment, that same renter needs to earn more than $27 an hour. That is not a budgeting problem. That's not a personal responsibility problem. That's a structural problem. At our MAPI, we are working alongside Monroe County and community partners to address this crisis. For 2 years, we have advocated for New York State to fund the Housing Access Voucher Program. Last year, New York State allocated $50 million statewide to launch the program. Monroe County anticipates providing vouchers to several dozen local families, with 18 households receiving assistance so far. We are also partnering with the Department of Social Services on a student eviction prevention project focused on preventing families from losing their homes. As part of that work, DSS is exploring the integration of up to 2 years of rental assistance to help families achieve greater housing stability. The county's housing navigation program, launched about 18 months ago, helped nearly 100 families find housing, and 90% have remained housed 6 months later. Yet this successful program will end this October because there is no funding to sustain it. These efforts are making a difference, but they are not sufficient to meet the scale of the need in our community. State funding remains limited. Promising local initiatives are at risk because funding is not sustainable, and too many families continue to face housing instability without access to assistance that could keep them safely housed. We do not lack ideas. We do not lack partnerships, and we do not lack evidence about what works. What we lack are sufficient and sustainable resources to meet the scale of the need. Tonight, our MAPI is asking Monroe County to declare housing stability a priority and to commit to work together with us to find additional local resources for rental assistance and housing stability. We know what works, now we must choose to invest in it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. I'm here once again to ask you to do something about the housing crisis here in Rochester. It was 95 degrees out today. There are people who are homeless who have to sit outside all day. Every day, they have to figure out how they're going to get food and water and don't have anywhere to go inside to cool down. I see that you all have pitchers of water on your desks, which is great, genuinely. It's important to stay hydrated on a day like this. But why is that something that only some people have, while others are stuck outside all day, struggling to avoid a heat stroke? With the cost of everything going up like it has been, more and more of us are on the brink of eviction. Our housing crisis is getting worse. Our communities are suffering. We have some legislation on the table that would provide 125 families enough money to pay their rent for 1 year. This is a pilot program that would cost $2 million. Don't tell me you don't have $2 million when you invested $34.5 million in county funds, plus more from the state, in the zoo. That's pennies in comparison. If you have the money to house animals as a benefit for middle-class residents of the area, you can make room for $2 million to help some people who really need it. This legislation has been proposed before, and you didn't do anything about it. Why is that? You just let it sit there and hoped it would be forgotten. Perhaps you were worried that voting on this legislation one way or another would look bad on your record. Well, not voting looks bad too. You have been neglecting the city of Rochester and Monroe County by refusing to take action on this crisis. But it's not too late. Make room for this legislation in the budget and pass it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next three speakers are Glenna Chance, Virginia Mayer, and Ralph Carter.
Glenna.
Good evening. I am speaking again about the pesticide neighbor notification law, which was enacted in 2006 in Monroe County, but is not enforced by the government agencies tasked to do so. Even in cases of serial violators, the grievous injuries caused by these violators, illegal pesticide applications, and vulnerable homeowners' terror that exposure injury can happen at any time because of applicators' continuing refusal to notify. Pesticide applicators must provide at least 48 hours prior notice in writing to all adjoining properties. Tardy mailing is not a valid excuse. Must list the chemicals used, their DEC registration numbers, and their hazard levels. Must print the notice in English and Spanish. Must post flag markers before the application. That's before the application. Must post flag markers every 50 feet around the perimeter. These requirements are routinely ignored and will continue to be until and unless those tasked with enforcement decide to protect the victim and not the perpetrator. The DEC has specific parameters for fines and license suspension and revocation. In my ongoing experience, these are also being ignored. Ghosting the victim is not acceptable. Leaving disabled seniors and other vulnerable victims to have to hire a toxic tort attorney or fund other legal avenues for enforcement is not acceptable. If you are being victimized by illegal pesticide applications in your neighborhood, do not let up the pressure on the Monroe County Health Department, the DEC from here to Albany, your legislator, and any other agency that could be involved with law enforcement. Don't forget that pesticides have one function, to kill. Kill weeds, insects, plant life, wildlife, and you too, if you allow it. Don't allow it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm a member of Color Your Community Green, and want to mention that the very hot day today and the air quality problem that we're going to experience in the next couple of days is evidence of the urgency of our fight against climate change. I'm grateful that this legislature has demonstrated leadership in this fight by passing the Climate Action Plan and funding a sustainability office. I urge you to increase their funding this year to help us reach our climate goals. You might have heard this wise metaphor. Climate change is the hole in the bucket of every other issue we want to fix. Hunger, lack of housing, public safety, poverty, health. If we don't patch this hole, we're not going to be able to solve anything else. The legislature understandably spends a lot of time addressing immediate issues. I'm here to ask you to prioritize that your proposed fixes also address our climate crisis. And I have an immediate issue. Comida has implemented a policy of providing generous property tax breaks for apartment development, but has not required these buildings to help us address climate change. As a former member of the Race Subcommittee on Housing, I understand how critical our county's housing needs are, and you're hearing that, of course, today. But solving it by building housing that increases our dependence on natural gas, that is not required to be built to the highest insulation standards, and that has no renewable energy, such as solar panels or ground source heat pumps installed, is making the hole in the bucket bigger. When this legislature passed the cap, they signed off on a goal of reducing greenhouse gas emissions 80% by 2050. Without requiring these buildings to help us meet our climate goals now, these buildings will have to do expensive retrofits. That is nonsensical. And it starves both the county and municipal governments of revenue to help us patch the climate hole. By my calculation, the county will lose $5 million in tax revenue over the next 16 years, just from the projects approved since January. The city is expected to give up $7 million. I know Comida is an independent agency, but it is not immune to political influence. I urge you to request an immediate pause in these housing tax abatement approvals until they align with our climate action plan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Ralph Carter. I speak as a member of the Economic Justice Committee of Citizen Action Rochester chapter. Our overall goal is to develop and implement practical solutions for Rochesterians and Monroe County to build generational wealth and to eliminate local poverty. I speak in favor of legislature that you've been hearing from several people that's coming to you this evening, the pilot local housing vouchers proposal. This pilot will increase funding for Rochester's public assistance shelter rent allowance that has not changed since 1990, and we keep bringing this up, but it has not changed in 36 years. Everything else in life changes, but the rent allowance has not. Come on. This proposal will increase housing vouchers to approximately $1,250 for pilot participants. You know this, but shelter is crucial for a family and for a sense of well-being, a sense of being part of the community. It comes up all the time now in my neighborhood conversations. Just think about conversations with your own constituents. Aren't they giving you an earful on the topic? Just this past Saturday afternoon, I went to a picnic in Genesee Valley Park, and in short order, I collected 45 petition signatures on this topic in short order. Every person I asked was very willing to sign the petition, that they want to make sure that you, their elected representatives in Monroe County, will consider and pass this bill. You have the funds. Make a difference for your own constituents whom you have sworn to serve and represent. Pass the bill. Let's do this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next three speakers are Jalil Montekim, Christopher Guzman, and Amy Diamico.
Some decorum, please. I understand the feelings and the thoughts and the sentiments. There you go. We will listen to everyone in chambers. We also, thank you. We also have. That's it. All right. I want to hear what you're saying, so let's listen. Thank you.
First of all, I want to thank everyone here. You me the opportunity to speak about issues that is very critical to our communities. But before I get into the issue itself, I really want to speak on the question of law enforcement, right? Why would we want to put law enforcement in harm's way, particularly with regards to issues of sweep encampments? We know that these sweep encampments are going to come. We know this is going to happen because we have people who are homeless and have no place to live. And so what do? You sweep them out of these encampments and create a situation where people are going to resist. And that can lead to them being harmed and also police officers being harmed. Is that right? That's a fact. We know it happened because it has happened. But we can mitigate against that. How do we mitigate against that? House people. So they don't have to be in encampments. I mean, that seems logical and rational to me. Why does it seem rational to them? Why doesn't it seem logical to them? That's a problem. Right? It's a problem that we have to address because it's a moral issue more than anything else. It's a human issue more than anything else. So yes, we have submitted to the legislature legislation for the purpose of creating a pilot project, right? A pilot project to house at least 150 people, right? $2 million, that's all we're asking for. Out of $1.4 billion that you have in your budget, $2 million is a pittance. But look what you're doing. If you do so, you save lives. You prevent the possibility of people being harmed. Not only law enforcement, but people who are homeless, who will be caught up in these sweeps, these encampment sweeps. Why should it be in encampments in the first place? Because we fail to uphold our moral obligation to house people. And they're upset because I'm saying this? That's crazy. It really is. I mean, it boggles your mind that you would think that a person who has learned some lessons in life, some critical lessons in life, and engaging in civil disobedience or civil dialogue on an issue that affects all of us. So I'm asking you, please pass this legislation to save them from the anguish of law enforcement being hurt or people being hurt by law enforcement. Thank you.
Thank you. That's it.
That's a great man right there.
That's it. Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Christopher Guzman, and I'm part of Citywide Tenant Union of Rochester and Citizen Action of Rochester, New York chapter. I'm here to talk about a few things. Housing vouchers, public assistance. We all need it. We all need a safeguard against the rising cost of living. Right now, there's a war on the working classes. And it is a fight that the working classes are losing. Right now, millions of tenants are burdened by the reality of life in America, battling the rising costs of gas, food, clothing, electricity, and so on and so on and so on. Right now, the county has over $25 million for housing vouchers, yet we're only spending $4 million in the county. Where's the rest of that $21 million going? It's not going to the tenants, that's for sure. As part of Citywide Tenant Union, I've seen the worst of the worst slums in the city. A member of a tenant union, a fearless, courageous woman by the name of Henrietta, was made disabled by the black mold that conifer, the biggest slumlord in Rochester, covered up with a thin layer of paint rather than removing it. And they continued this for years until it ultimately killed her. That question is why? Why do people who have the most power choose to ignore the most basic needs of the people they're supposed to be responsible for? Why was Henrietta murdered by the building that she was paying rent in? This country doesn't care about its people. It cares about profit and control. And because this country doesn't care about its people, then it's America that killed her. We can do something about it. Let's fund our public services better so that doesn't happen to another woman like Henrietta. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Amy Diamico. I wanted to start by thanking the Democratic Caucus for meeting with Citizen Action in a meeting to talk about the housing pilot. I wanted to answer two questions that came up at that meeting that I didn't have a chance to address. The first was about DHS sanctions. Do we have any power to avoid them locally? We do. We could begin by using legally required conciliation processes to help people explain why sanctioning them didn't make sense and undo their sanctions. One reason people get sanctions is because they don't find apartments fast enough. No wonder. It's impossible to find an apartment at DHS state rates. So they get sanctioned and then they get kicked out of hotels where they're staying with their families or emergency shelters where they're staying as single adults. Vouchers are the solution for that irony for 125 families. It allows them to leave overwhelmed family emergency shelters and into homes. The second question was, why should scant property tax income go to fund property? And I think the question was saying, okay, most of our money is federal money or state money. We only have a little bit locally. Why should we use it for property? And that seemed like a smart question, but on reflection, I thought, why are we spending it for anything else? We should start with the basics. That's what it should be for. And to be clear, housing vouchers are an incremental reform that will give more money to landlords. So it's pretty conservative. Yet this stopgap solution, although it's just incremental, it's just a reform, it's the only one in sight for these families. And they're exhausted with the reality of living in shelters. And people in emergency shelters are not home yet. That is why I support this incremental reform. It is pragmatic. We are asking for housing vouchers for 125 families. Introduce it, and please vote for it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next three speakers are Anaya Duke-Sneed, Oscar Brewer, and Kelly Cheadle.
My name is Anaya, and I'm here on behalf of the Rochester Coalition of Citizens Action because housing is not a luxury, it is a basic human need. On June 15th, 2026, our coalition met with the Democratic Caucus and presented proposed legislation for a pilot local housing voucher program. The proposal is simple, practical, and urgently needed. We are asking Monroe County to invest $2 million in a pilot program that would increase local housing vouchers from $440 a month, a figure that has remained unchanged since 1990, to $1,250 a month for 125 families, bringing the program closer to today's housing market after 36 years of rising rents and living costs. This program already has 600 signatures from members of the community. Think about what $440 could rent in 1990 compared to what it can rent today. The answer is very little. Meanwhile, families, seniors, veterans, people with disabilities, and even working individuals are struggling to find safe, stable housing. Many are forced to choose between paying rent, buying groceries, or filling prescriptions. Others cannot secure housing at all because the voucher simply does not match the reality of today's rental market. Monroe County has a $1.5 billion budget. We are asking you to dedicate just $2 million to test a solution that has the potential to keep people housed, reduce homelessness, and strengthen our community. Stable housing leads to better housing outcomes, better health outcomes, improved educational opportunities for children, greater workforce participation, and lower long-term costs for emergency services and shelters. This is more than just a budget decision, it's a statement about our values. It's an opportunity to show that Monroe County is willing to invest in people before they fall into crisis, rather than paying far more after they do. I urge each of you to support this pilot housing voucher program. The need is real, the proposal is reasonable, and the time to act is now. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you.
Madam President. I'm sorry, can we have security please open that back door, please? Thank you.
Thanks.
What?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Cheadle. I live in the Park Avenue neighborhood. I believe caring for our community is a group project. Everyone has a role. Neighbors, nonprofits, the city, the state. Tonight, I'm here to remind you of yours. to provide assistance and care to people in need. Housing is one of the most basic forms of assistance and care. Without a stable place to live, it's harder to keep a job or stay healthy. It's harder to take care of your children, manage a disability, or even recover from a crisis. Housing is the foundation that makes every other human service that you provide sustainable. We are in a housing crisis. Household budgets are stretched beyond their limits. Yet New York State is still expecting people to find housing in 2026 with a shelter allowance from 2003. Group projects are hard. When Albany falls behind, the people closest to the work are left to pick up the slack. Neighbors are stepping up. Nonprofits are stepping up, but we simply cannot keep up with the demand. Monroe County has the tools that most of us do not. Use them. Supplement the state's shelter allowance with local funding, and stop failing families in Monroe County. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next three speakers are Asa Adams, Miss Adams, and Alma Morales.
Where is Asa?
Hello.
Be careful right there.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hope you guys had a good summer vacation. I know I did. Toronto, I love you. Now to business. Now you can time me. Since I've been gone and returned, you guys have really lost your mind again. Do I have to actually come here and actually get a job in this place so you guys get this thing right? Because a couple of you from County Ledge need to be removed from office. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of you won't be here. And if you know the area I'm looking at, I'm not looking at them. Because you guys are not doing your work. Oh, I ain't forgot about y'all. But y'all got to get this right because the community is falling apart. I have a family living with me who lost their home because of rent. And you know something? DSS need to be reorganized, and you guys better do something about it, right? Because they're serious. This little money that you're giving them is not actually working. And I'm taking a family in when I got a family of my own. Raise this limit because it can't function at the rate it's going now. It's falling apart. When I first came to Rochester in '59, it was a place to live, a place to be, guaranteed a future. Somewhere along the line, the ball got dropped on all of y'all. And I don't know where the hell it went, but y'all better find where the hell you lost it at. Because in a few years, you're going to have more teenagers on these streets homeless. And if you think I'm joking, you guys, I'm talking about all of y'all, need to take a grand tour of Main Street, over by the bridge, the park that's sitting there, and see all the homeless children that are there. This has got to stop. Because if I have to keep raising hell, I'm going to take it to the next level. And you won't like that. But I love it, each and every one of you. And to some of my Republican friends, thank you. But to the Democrats, get this damn game together. These people need you, and they need you too.
All right, thank you.
Our next three speakers are Gino Jamal Wally, CJ Milipello, and Daniel Pezzamenti.
Welcome. Go ahead. Yep.
Hi, my name name is CJ. I'm here with Citizen Action of New York. Y'all know what I'm here for. We got to raise these housing vouchers. It's, as I said, it's been 36 years since someone's done something about this. Like you said about Main Street, I drove down there today and there was a line of people, homeless people, out on the sidewalk waiting to get in to one of the shelters. I don't think that one was Main Street, but there was a line of people. It looks dystopian out there. I mean, do you guys, honestly, do you guys walk around the city or drive around the city and see this stuff? I mean, or is this something that even exists in your brain when you're thinking, coming into work here and trying to draft up legislation? Young people like me are losing faith that any one of you care about us at all. Any single one of you in here. Like, we're really losing faith that anybody cares about what's going on here. I mean, we have time for the clown show of this. It's disrespectful to the security guards that have to come in and keep order of us, and then they can do that. It's a waste of our time. How do I explain that? Explain that to the people lined up outside on a 95-degree day, that some of them are probably going to die, that instead of listening and trying to all come together and fix this issue, we got time for that. I mean, it's outrageous. We are losing faith in any of you. Someone's got to step up and try to understand, try to get with the times. I mean, you see what's going around the country. You see young people waking up to socialist policies, to understanding that housing is not a commodity, and the longer we treat it like that, to be traded, that people are going to continue to be homeless, and the homelessness rates are going to rise. Young people understand these things. We are starting to get it. Which one of you is going to be a leader for us? Because there are politicians that are quite popular right now amongst us, and one of you needs to try to emulate that. Try to emulate. You know what you need to do. This is not working anymore, and that disrespectful, racist clown show that they're pulling, that somehow someone who's been to jail for something years ago isn't allowed to come address the legislation, is complete bullshit.
Just for the record, let's make sure we do not use profanity in chambers. Thank you.
Good evening. Came here to talk to you today about passing the legislation to increase the housing vouchers from $440, which has been at since 1990 for 36 years, to $1,250. Nowhere in the city can you get an apartment at $440. Nowhere. It's completely insufficient. We're not asking for $225 million, which is what you gave the Red Wings Stadium. We're asking for $2 million to keep people in their homes. The overburdened shelter system cannot meet the demands of rapidly rising homelessness in Monroe County. A responsible government body should act in accordance with the New York State Constitution, Article 17, Section 1, which would take steps to reduce the risk of homelessness to people and keep people in their homes. That's your responsibility under the Constitution of the New York State. And I don't know what to say to you. You know, we come up here to try and do my civic duty and advocate for housing for people who are homeless in the city, and you walk out on us. Let me explain something to you. Protest is not for you. Protest is for us. You have access to the levers of power. We don't. That's why we protest. We protest for each other so we can see each other out there. What are you protesting? A guy? It's ridiculous. Why do I have to stand up here and suffer this indignity? This is outrageous that you would walk out on us because you don't like the messenger. Because what we are doing here is important. It's keeping people in their homes, trying to reduce homelessness. And I have nothing else to say. Goodbye.
Yep, thank you.
Our last two speakers are Jay Odell and Kevin Lockhart.
Go ahead.
How's it going, everyone? Don't know if I'm at a legislator meeting or a Freemasons meeting. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, so I've been contacting a lot of people in this room, mainly that big table over there, a guy with the white hair, big head, weird body. And I've been asking for someone to step in and do something because I've been going to court now for 2 years with a fraudulent indictment. I mean, fraudulent court case. I get no documented stuff from the courts for when I have court, no nothing. My daughter was kidnapped with help from the court. I also know that there is child trafficking going on in this county. A lot of people at the big table know what's going on. They refuse to say anything. They're quiet about it. They don't want to do nothing. And why? My feeling is, I'm not 100% sure, but I think they're involved. And you want to talk about money, where it's all going? Okay, let's talk about the assigned counsel program. I have an assigned counselor where the assigned counsel program tells me that this is my attorney, but yet a month later, this guy tells me he was never assigned. How are they getting paid? Then you got the SBCC, which is letting people come there, families, for supervised visits without court orders. How are they getting paid? And then, Building Families First. That's just another money laundering facility because I was sent there to have visits. I signed the papers. A couple weeks later, they denied me. That's the second time. They got my money. They got my signature. I went to it on St. Paul Boulevard. I walk in. It's a gym. No toys, no kids, tables and chairs. I mean, what's going on here? And then the guy had a $10,000 grant from Monroe County. How? How are the courts sending people there? And then, too, I'm posting all these videos on Facebook, and who's watching me? The mayor, Bello, his wife, the detectives, ex-Grease police, this and that. But yet no one can call me to say, hey, Mr. Odell, what's going on? How can we help you? No, they want to watch me to see what I'm posting, to make sure I'm not posting anything wrong. Well, everything you guys are doing wrong, and every one of you is involved. If you guys are letting this happen and you're the ones paying it and you hear about it, you guys should be arrested too. I mean, this whole thing, I come in here and just, it's evil what's going on here, and half of you people should be in jail.
Thank you. Please, Rep. Thank you. All right, welcome.
Thank you, Jamie. My name is Kevin Lockhart. I'm the Webster Supervisor candidate in the November election. Tonight I'm asking the Transportation Committee for assistance with a 59-meter sidewalk at 880 Hard Road in the town of Webster. I'm seeking county grant assistance to construct a sidewalk to the senior center at the intersection of Jackson Road and Ridge Road. Miss, let's pause the clock for a second. Miss Legislature President, it's my official title. I'm not electioneering, and this isn't an election site. So can you, what is the point? What's the point of order about? I'll address through the chair, that's okay, but I just want to, I'm just concerned about my time, because I'm advocating tonight for my constituents.
Yes, so you just go ahead, advocate for your constituents as Kevin Lockhart.
Town supervisor candidate in Webster.
No.
Tonight, let's move past this, Are any of you lawyers? Come on, I mean, can we get back to this through the chair, right? Okay.
If you were elected in this body, yes, but not as a guest.
Okay. Tonight, I respectfully request Monroe County to release grant funding to the town of Webster without requiring matching local contributions, to include a sidewalk at 880 Hard Road, even as a contingency within the Bay Road Lane revision project. 880 Hard Road is a pedestrian connection between Webster Town Hall and a nearby senior living center. Hard Road is a town road, but I am appealing to the county because Webster does not have the financial capacity to complete this project on its own, and I will not be raising property taxes to generate additional revenue. This issue is urgent. Last month, Jackie, a 92-year-old Webster resident, fell and broke her hip while attempting to navigate her walker along a dirt path between the Webster Public Library Plaza and the Senior Living Center. Jackie is the second elderly resident to suffer a serious injury this past month because of an avoidable pedestrian hazard. Webster is burdened with $120 million in debt from previous administrations. We are unable to fund this sidewalk project. 15 more seconds?
You can wrap up, yes.
Yep, please reach out to myself, the Webster Town Board, or Highway Superintendent Pat Stevens to discuss a path toward funding these critical sidewalk improvements. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
This concludes the public forum.
Thank you very much. We will now proceed with Thank you very much. We'll now proceed with the consideration of local laws. Will the clerk please read the first item on the agenda?
Item number 1, referral number 26-0180.LL, enacting a local law requiring disclosure of biometric identification technology at retail establishments.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by legislator Barnhart, seconded by legislator Long. This is for introductory purposes only. Yes, legislator Barnhart.
Yes, Madam President, I would like to introduce an amendment. Staff will,
Going to hear the amendment? Yes, okay. Acknowledging your points of order.
Can you speak into the mic, please?
Sorry, I didn't turn it on. Thank you.
I got your
Item
back,
one
Marty.
is. Pardon? All right, thank you. Item 1 is expressly designated for introductory purposes only. The only action presently before the legislature is the introduction of the proposed local law. There is no separate motion on tonight's agenda, providing that the local law be amended. Item 2 is just a motion to table, which is expressly non-amendable, and item number 3 concerns only the fixing of the public hearing. So thereby, a motion to amend, where we can't debate, we can't anything, because this is for introductory purposes only, this shouldn't be allowed.
I will ask for more clarification through law, but per communication with the law department, the amendment should occur.
Can I have the parliamentarian's opinion on that?
Oh.
Thank you.
So in terms of whether or not this is permissible by parliamentary procedure, there is precedence for local laws being amended during their introduction. The most recent one, I believe, is 2023. So this is something that actually we have handled in the past, and it's handled by allowing the amendment to go forth, and debate does occur on the amendment as long as the debate is strictly related to that amendment, not on the actual introduction itself. Does that make sense?
It does, but can you explain the 2023 that you're referring to, what the local law was?
I do not recall the specific local law that it was.
Yeah, I mean, you're referencing it. It's, I mean, if you're referencing it, just, I mean, like a Reader's Digest, and if we're talking similarities or.
It's a 2023, man. Go ahead. Wait, hold on. You can't go ahead.
No, he can't go ahead. I'll yield to my colleague.
You don't get to yield with the.
Point of order.
No, okay.
Wait, we're on this.
All right, finish your line.
So the answer to the question is, I cannot give you specifics on that, except that it happened before 2023. So
I'm going to appeal the ruling of the chair, I guess, if that's what you decided to do.
All right. We're voting to appeal the ruling of the chair. Roll call vote.
No sustains the ruling of the chair, yes appeals it.
It's
Backwards?
Backwards, yeah.
Yes sustains the ruling of the chair, no is to overturn it. Mr. Udelson? Mr. Udelson votes yes. Mr. McCabe? Mr. McCabe votes no. Ms. Barnhart?
yes.
Ms. Barnhart votes yes. Ms. Bartholomew McCoy?
Yes.
Ms. Bartholomew McCoy votes yes. Mr. Baines? Mr. Baines votes yes. Mr. Blankley? Mr. Blankley votes yes. Ms. Bonnick?
Yes.
Ms. Bonnick votes yes. Mr. Burgess? Mr. Burgess votes yes. Mr. Chardy? Mr. Chardy votes no. Mr. Colby? Mr. Colby votes no. Mr. Cruz?
C.
Mr. Cruz votes yes. Ms. Delvecchio Hoffman? Ms. Delvecchio Hoffman votes yes. Mr. Dondorfer? Mr. Dondorfer votes no. Mr. Frazier? Mr. Frazier votes yes. Ms. Hasman?
Yes.
Ms. Hasman votes yes. Ms. Hugh Smith? Ms. Hugh Smith votes yes. Dr. Jeffrey?
Yes.
Dr. Jeffrey votes yes. Mr. Johns? Mr. Johns votes no. Mr. Keller? Mr. Keller votes no. Mr. Long? Mr. Long votes yes. Mr. Mafucci? Mr. Mafucci votes yes. Ms. McIntyre? Ms. McIntyre votes no. Mr. Milne? Mr. Milne votes no. Mr. Morris? Mr. Morris votes no. Mr. Sinclair?
No.
Mr. Sinclair votes no. Ms. Smith? Ms. Smith votes no. Mr. Stefferson?
Yes.
Mr. Stefferson votes yes. Ms. Vasquez Simmons? Ms. Vasquez Simmons votes yes. President Roman?
Yes.
President Roman votes yes. 18 to 11, the ruling of the chair is sustained.
Thank you. Madam Barton,
Point of information, ma'am?
we're doing
Okay, it can be, I'll make it a point of order. So in reference to the 2023 law that the parliamentarian referred to, the local law, the amendment was in the agenda that night. It's not in the agenda tonight.
We will be providing it right now.
But it's not in the agenda. The agenda should have been provided to the legislature. We can't,
Oh, I see what they're saying.
no, it wasn't.
I'm sorry. All right, so that was another point of order. Yeah, I have to make a determination. We are going to continue to move forward with this, as is. With it or without it being on the agenda, it's still an amendment in the correct procedure.
Well, the correct procedure then would be we have to suspend the rules of the legislature
No.
and add it to the agenda. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Am I okay to proceed? All right. The staff is going to be distributing the amendment that we will be voting on. This amendment has mostly technical, actually, they're all technical changes recommended by the law department. These are, and thank you to the attorneys who worked on this, these are not material changes to the legislation. And so I would like to make a motion to amend.
Motion by legislator Barnhart, seconded by legislator Bonnick and Vasquez Simmons and Frazier.
Point of order. Now that the amendment is officially on the floor, I'd like a ruling from the parliamentarian that we can proceed without suspending the rules. Now that the amendment's on part of it, we can do this without suspending the rules. Is that your? Okay, very good.
No. I have it. At this time, we can take a few minutes to look at the amendments. My understanding is that amendments were provided ahead of time to both caucuses. Okay. Is there any discussion? Legislator Baines.
Through you, Madam President, to the Law Department, would you respond to the observation, please, that nothing about the changes to the language constitutes a substantive change in terms of how the law will be implemented and applied, and that goes to form? Would the county law department agree that the changes reflect that description?
Through you, Madam President, the Law Department's position is that the changes that we made were such that it essentially cleaned up the proposed legislation, for lack of a better word. It put it in a more legal form, if you will. I don't think it's really my place to opine on whether the changes are considered substantive or not.
Through you, Madam President, but the very act of suggesting the changes is an opinion. So it's my view that, that the substance of the point of order and the concern is that we've altered a law that went through committee. And the way I'm reading it, it's the same law with some form changes. You're not willing, through you, Madam President, to opine that that's the case?
through you, Madam President, again, the changes that we made were to form, not to substance. Whether somebody believes that they were substantive changes is subjective.
Okay, thank you. Any other discussion on the amendment?
Madam President,
Yes.
I rise to explain my vote.
Okay, thank you.
We just went through a process here of, I think it's in my opinion, it's sloppily being handled. It's, we had an opportunity back when this was initially put forth before the legislature to make changes, to pause, to make what were some pretty obvious and egregious changes. At the time, it could have been withdrawn and gone through and everything cleaned up appropriately. I personally think that the original legislation and introducing this amendment is fatally flawed. I believe it's in violation of the rules of this legislature, and I have grave concerns that this actually would open the door for any businesses that are affected by this legislation to bring a lawsuit against the county or this legislature for its what appears to be improperly handling of this amendment and this law in and of itself. So therefore, I will be voting no, and I would encourage all of my colleagues in the legislature to do the same until such time that this can be properly cleaned up, addressed, and done in a format that is appropriate to be handled. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, legislator. Go ahead, Keller.
I also like to explain my vote. I'm very much optimistic about the role of technology in our society. And I also recognize the great dangers that it also exposes society to. I actually like this. I'm very much in support of the required disclosure. I'm in support of the
Legislator, is your microphone on?
yes, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just not close enough. I'm also in favor of the anonymity. I would have liked to see some limits on the right of action, perhaps reducing the exposure to businesses.
I'm sorry, legislator. The audio out of your microphone is not being picked up. Yes, if you could use one of folks.
Thank you.
next.
How's that?
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's
Thank
better.
you.
Okay. Well, I've let me find the right distance here. I won't repeat all of that. I will say that I am very much in favor of this disclosure. I'm in favor of the anonymity, and I would have liked for this proposed amendment to perhaps go a little further, limiting potential damages to businesses that are not in compliance. For that reason, I will vote no on the amendment, but look forward to perhaps a better local law that covers the heart of this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Legislator Colby.
I make a motion that we table this and send it back to committee because there's these flaws, plus there's some other concerns. And I think there's no big rush that makes us have to have this done next month or the month following. So with that, I make a motion that we table this motion and send it back to committee.
Yeah. I'm sorry, we are actually in the process of an amendment. We cannot motion to table an amendment. Do not.
You can table amendment.
Bromton.
Sorry. If we're going to have a vote on the actual motion itself eventually to go to the introduction, we have to resolve the amendment. You can't table it because then your whole thing just sits.
Yep. Okay. Yes.
President, when we get to the vote, I request a roll call vote, and I'd like to explain my vote now, as long as I'm up, so I don't have to stand up again.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
This amendment proves the concerns that myself and several of my other colleagues raised in committees. The majority reported this local law favorably through 2 committees, yet tonight its sponsors must correct chapter numbers, internal references, definitions, and numerous other drafting errors. Even the fiscal impact language refers to a local law as a resolution, demonstrating that basic copy and paste language was not carefully reviewed before the proposal was submitted and advanced. We asked that for additional time in committee so the legislature could carefully examine this. The majority refused. Now they're attempting to repair this proposal from the floor. Businesses will be required to interpret this law and that could face real consequences for violating it. They deserve legislation that is complete, carefully reviewed before it leaves committee, not legislation being corrected after the fact. For these reasons, I will be voting no. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Legislator McIntyre.
I rise to explain my vote as well. I echo many of the sentiments that Legislator Keller expressed. I've been listening to the debate and discussion about this particular piece of legislation, and I agree that there are privacy issues that many of my constituents would be very, very concerned with. That being said, the way that this is being proposed right now, it's too many changes and too rushed for us to really be able to dig into this and to understand, especially the effect that it will have on businesses, as Legislator Keller outlined. I do think that there is a necessary piece of legislation here. It's just not ready at this point for us to vote on properly. So I will be voting against the amendment, but with the hopes that this will come back and we will have an opportunity to vote on it in a more complete version.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I yield.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Legislator Cruz.
Madam President, thank you. I just had a simple question through you, Madam President. Has this amendment been vetted by the law department? And if possible, may they give us their opinion on the amendment?
It was, I think that was asked and answered, but go ahead. Yep.
I'm sorry, through you, Madam President, I didn't hear the second request.
Oh, sorry, go
I
ahead.
apologize. It's just, it feels like there's a little bit of confusion, so I just wanted to know if the law department has vetted the amendment and if the law department is able to give us their perception on the amendment as being presented for clarification purposes.
Thank you. Through you, Madam President, yes, the law department did review this proposed legislation. The proposed amendments were the suggestions made by the law department, but the law department will not be offering any opinions on, whether this is considered good policy or bad policy or anything else. That's not our role.
Thank you. So one last question, just to clarify through you, Madam Chair. So the amendment was, you mentioned it was brought up by the law department?
Through you, Madam President, the proposed legislation was submitted to the law department for review, and the proposed amendments were the suggestions of the law department.
Thank you. Are you?
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay. I'd just like to say that this right now is only for introductory purposes only, which means that the next would be to table. After we amend, yes, after we amend. After we amend. And I want to just make sure, because folks were asking about when there would be opportunities to, provide different amendments or conversations in regards to this piece of legislation. It will come at a different, if it passes, it'll all come at a different time. Okay, any other discussion on the amendment? Okay, roll call vote on the amendment to this referral.
Mr. Udelson? Mr. Udelson votes yes. Mr. McCabe? No. Mr. McCabe votes no. Ms. Barnhart? Yes. Ms. Barnhart votes yes. Ms. Bartholomew McCoy?
Yes.
Ms. Bartholomew McCoy votes yes. Mr. Baines? Mr. Baines votes yes. Mr. Blankley? Mr. Blankley votes yes. Ms. Bonnick? Ms. Bonnick votes yes. Mr. Burgess? Mr. Burgess votes yes. Mr. Chardy? Mr. Chardy votes no. Mr. Colby? Mr. Colby votes no. Mr. Cruz?
Yes.
Mr. Cruz votes yes. Mr. Vecchio Hoffman? Mr. Vecchio Hoffman votes yes. Mr. Dondorfer? Mr. Dondorfer votes no. Mr. Frazier? Mr. Frazier votes yes. Ms. Hasman?
Yes.
Ms. Hasman votes yes. Ms. Hugh Smith? Ms. Hugh Smith votes yes. Dr. Jeffrey?
Yes.
Dr. Jeffrey votes yes. Mr. Johns? Mr. Johns votes no. Mr. Keller? Mr. Keller votes no. Mr. Long? Mr. Long votes yes. Mr. Mafucci? Mr. Mafucci votes yes. Ms. McIntyre? Ms. McIntyre votes no. Mr. Milne? Mr. Milne votes no. Mr. Morris? Mr. Morris votes no. Mr. Sinclair? Mr. Sinclair votes no. Ms. Smith? Ms. Smith votes no. Mr. Stefferson? Yes. Mr. Stefferson votes yes. Ms. Vasquez Simmons? Ms. Vasquez Simmons votes yes. President Roman?
Yes.
President Roman votes yes. 18 to 11. Motion to amend passes.
Thank you. Sorry. So again, this is for introductory purposes only. Well, we have to go vote. I'm sorry. Yes, Legislator Colby.
I'd like now to make the motion to table this motion and send it back to committee.
Okay. Do you have a, do you have a, yeah.
Recommit. We recommit it then. Yeah, back to committee.
Okay. A second. So motion to recommit by Legislator Colby, seconded by Morris. Roll call vote.
All right. Mr. Udelson? Mr. Udelson votes no. Mr. McCabe?
Yes.
Mr. McCabe votes yes. Ms. Barnhart? Ms. Barnhart votes no. Ms. Bartholomew McCoy?
No.
Ms. Bartholomew McCoy votes no. Mr. Baines? Mr. Baines votes no. Mr. Blankley? Mr. Blankley votes no. Ms. Bonnick? Ms. Bonnick votes no. Mr. Burgess? Mr. Burgess votes no. Mr. Chardy? Mr. Chardy votes yes. Mr. Colby? Mr. Colby votes yes. Mr. Cruz? Mr. Cruz votes no. Mr. Vecchio Hoffman? Mr. Vecchio Hoffman votes no. Mr. Dondorfer? Mr. Dondorfer votes yes. Mr. Frazier? Mr. Frazier votes no. Ms. Hasman?
No.
Ms. Hasman votes no. Ms. Hugh Smith? Ms. Hugh Smith votes no. Dr. Jeffrey? Dr. Jeffrey votes no. Mr. Johns? Mr. Johns votes yes. Mr. Keller? Mr. Keller votes yes. Mr. Long? Mr. Long votes no. Mr. Mafucci? Mr. Mafucci votes no. Ms. McIntyre? Ms. McIntyre votes yes. Mr. Milne? Mr. Milne votes yes. Mr. Morris? Mr. Morris votes yes. Mr. Sinclair? Mr. Sinclair votes yes. Ms. Smith? Ms. Smith votes yes. Mr. Stefferson? Mr. Stefferson votes no. Ms. Vasquez Simmons? Ms. Vasquez Simmons votes no. President Roman?
No.
President Roman votes no. 11 to 18, motion to recommit fails.
Thank you. Okay. So again, this is for introductory purposes only. We'll now move on to item number 2.
Item number 2, referral number 26-0180.LL, providing that local law intro blank of 2026 entitled Requiring Disclosure of Biometric Identification Technology and Protection of Biometric Identification Data at Commercial Establishments as amended be tabled.
Moved by Legislator Barnhart, seconded by Legislator Jeffries and Stefferson.
Madam President,
Yes.
can I request a roll call vote on this as well?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Roll call. Any other discussion? Okay. Seeing none.
You can't discuss this one.
Oh, seeing none. All in favor?
Roll call vote.
Roll call vote. Thank you.
Mr. Udelson? Mr. Udelson votes yes. Mr. McCabe? Mr. McCabe votes no. Ms. Barnhart? Ms. Barnhart votes yes. Ms. Bartholomew McCoy?
Yes.
Ms. Bartholomew McCoy votes yes. Mr. Baines? Mr. Baines votes yes. Mr. Blankley? Mr. Blankley votes yes. Ms. Bonnick? Ms. Bonnick votes yes. Mr. Burgess? Mr. Burgess votes yes. Mr. Chardy? Mr. Chardy votes no. Mr. Colby? Mr. Colby votes no. Mr. Cruz?
See,
Mr. Cruz votes yes. Mr. Vecchio Hoffman? Mr. Vecchio Hoffman votes yes. Mr. Dondorfer? Mr. Dondorfer votes no. Mr. Frazier? Mr. Frazier votes yes. Ms. Hasman?
Yes.
Ms. Hasman votes yes. Ms. Hugh Smith? Ms. Hugh Smith votes yes. Dr. Jeffrey? Dr. Jeffrey votes yes. Mr. Johns? Mr. Johns votes no. Mr. Keller? Mr. Keller votes no. Mr. Long? Mr. Long votes yes. Mr. Mafucci? Mr. Mafucci votes yes. Ms. McIntyre? Ms. McIntyre votes no. Mr. Milne? Mr. Milne votes no. Mr. Morris? Mr. Morris votes no. Mr. Sinclair? Mr. Sinclair votes no. Ms. Smith? Ms. Smith votes no. Mr. Stefferson? Mr. Stefferson votes yes. Ms. Vasquez Simmons? Ms. Vasquez Simmons votes no. President Roman?
Yes.
President Roman votes yes.
Yes.
18 to 11, resolution passes.
Thank you.
Item number 3, referral number 26-0180.LL, fixing public hearing on local law intro blank of 2026 entitled Requiring Disclosure of Biometric Identification Technology and Protection of Biometric Identification Data at Commercial Establishments as amended.
Moved by legislator Barnhart, seconded by legislator Jeffries and Vasquez Simmons. This is to set a public hearing. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Any opposed?
One opposed?
Yes, one opposed? Would you like a roll call vote?
Nope, I don't on this. I just need a point of information.
Wait, we're in the middle of a vote.
Okay, I thought you were done. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Well, I was seeing if you were, okay. Okay, item carries. Next item, point of information.
Yes, ma'am. Just a question. I mean, we're fixing the public hearing, and I don't know if this is just a typo in the agenda, but it's biometric identification technology at retail establishments. But the local law we're putting forward talks about data at commercial establishments. So,
That's the title on the amendment.
But it's now amended. So, I mean, we should have fixed that as amended. We didn't as amend it when we read it. We just read it off.
The amendment was made on the floor.
No.
So we gotta change it.
I mean, I guess you're not understanding what I'm saying.
Yep.
Is when we established a public hearing, it should have been, if the name changed, it should have changed on the hearing. The hearing
Yes.
and the law can't be different. We've amended it now to what you said, Najalise, or Madam Clerk, sorry, I apologize. But we've amended it now to say this.
you gotta
So we're
set
having a public hearing on something, what are we having a public hearing on? Because it's not the local law. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay.
For the law department?
We can see, huh? Yeah, seek clarification from the law department in regards to if we would have to revote on this particular agenda item with the corrected and changed amended title of the public hearing, or is the notice enough after this meeting to have the corrected title? I can't hear you.
Through you, Madam President, I think it's sufficient as long as the notice of the public hearing that is prepared and published reflects the amended title of the local law.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Point of information?
I did hear the point of information, I'm just, yes, Legislator Morris.
So what did we vote on for the public hearing to be noticed in the paper? I mean, we voted to set a public hearing with an incorrect title. So do we have to re-vote, or?
Would you like me to
Motion to
reread the title that I read?
Well, I've got the agenda and I've got the amendment. And the agenda that we were given today says one thing, and what we voted on says retail establishments. And what we have in the amendment is commercial establishments. So we voted to hold a public hearing regarding technology, biometric identity technology at retail establishments. That was our vote. So my understanding is that's what the public notice is supposed to read. Or do we have to reconsider this or recommit this as amended?
So the title read was establishing a hearing on the local law based on the intro number of the amended version.
Okay, I'm sorry. So, I mean, what are the agenda item that we voted on? Again, my concern or question is the agenda item that we voted on was different than, I guess turned out to be different than what we have in front of us that we just voted on.
I know you kind of just you answered the question already, and I'm going to ask one more time. Is there an issue seen by the law department in regards to the vote that just happened and occurred? And then is there, should we revote on that? I've seen that happen before on these floors, and if that has to happen, we will do it.
So just to have this be part of this consideration and deliberation, the clerk changed the title then of the public hearing? Or is the clerk authorized to do so after the legislature votes on one specific thing? Can a change be made by the clerk afterwards?
Through you, Madam President, as I said before, the public notice that will be published, noticing the public hearing, will reflect the title in the amended title. And as I understood it, while listening, when the clerk read the motion that was about to be voted on, she read the amended title. So again, the public notice that goes out will now reflect the amended title.
On what we're voted on.
Whether you need to revote or not is I think, more of a question or a decision by the parliamentarian.
I guess I would make a motion to reconsider because the action of changing what we voted on was something read by the clerk and presented for us to vote on. So I guess I would like to make a motion to reconsider this, make sure we're doing this properly.
Second.
Okay, motion to reconsider by Legislator Morris and seconded by Legislator Sinclair. Okay. Huh? What? Yeah, absolutely. So motion to reconsider.
Discussion.
Legislator Morris. Motion to reconsider item number 3 as amended to be voted on. What is the reconsideration? I just want to make sure everyone understands what you're asking for.
The public hearing vote wasn't amended. The title on the public hearing vote wasn't amended.
The
So
intro,
we voted on the wrong title for the public hearing.
the intro number was,
I'm just going to write, I think from a point of information standpoint, we just want the right thing. All we're asking for is that we vote on the right thing, that we make sure it's correct. That's all we're asking for.
Yes.
So it's more of a point of information from the motion reconsider is that we actually established a public hearing
based
with
on
the
what the
language.
amendment
We're
was.
not asking for the world. We just want to make sure we're trying to just do
Yes.
this right.
Yes.
I guess at the end of the day.
We can, yeah, it is our understanding that we have done that. So. But we still have a motion to reconsider. So,
Point of information, what are we voting on?
Yep. Point of information.
Yeah.
Madam President, may I suggest that the printed agenda, it is the nature of the legislative process, the nature of Robert's rules, and the nature of the amendment process itself, which not only authorizes but permits and encourages a legislature to make changes as it sees fit. The notion that after the clerk read the amended title, the written document is now irrelevant that existed because this is an organic legislative process where this particular motion on the floor was altered by the body itself. And if we want to vote again to make people feel more comfortable, I would be happy to do that for my friends in the minority caucus. But it seems to me that it is a misrepresentation of the legislative process to say that because a document was written prior to a meeting and during that meeting, the body itself, under the rules, made changes that somehow we can't go forward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay,
Let's go back to
motion,
the original motion.
yes, motion to
Okay, the motion
reconsider.
to reconsider. If you wish to reconsider, if I recall this correctly, you have to be part of the winning vote, as it were. And you were.
Yes,
Okay, there we go. Thank you.
yes.
Okay, thank you. So we can go ahead and do that if you want to.
Yes.
We can actually, basically have to, we can vote again if we decide we wish to vote again. Basically, we'd be voting on whether or not to vote again. Okay?
Yes,
And then if we vote in favor of that, then we would vote again. Or we voted no on that, we would not vote again. Is that clear?
yes,
Okay, and that's what's on the order right now, unless you have another point of information or order.
no.
Just have a simple question. So,
Point of information.
through the
point.
chair, hypothetically speaking, if we did not follow the procedure correctly on this local law, and the legislature were to approve the local law in August, and someone were to come back after and say they did not follow the procedure correctly, would it nullify the local law?
No.
Okay. I yield.
Madam President,
Motion, yes.
another point of order or information. I'm a little unclear on the motion to reconsider. The clerk read the new amended title, so I'll ask my colleague across the aisle what we would be reconsidering if we approved the motion to reconsider and then voted on the next thing. Wouldn't we be, how would that new motion be any different than what we just voted on with the new title that was read by the clerk? Thank you.
You'd have to amend the public hearing title.
Point of order, have you been
You'd
recognized?
have to amend the resolution
Yeah, that's.
title.
Okay.
So
Okay,
my,
you can't answer the
so, I'm sorry. My understanding is that there was, is the question that the word commercial was used versus retail? What is the, did that happen and occur? I just want to,
The resolution for the public hearing read
because the
retail,
intro number
and it
was,
was changed to commercial.
but the intro number was, but the intro number was changed when you read it out. I just want to make sure. All right.
I'm sorry, the resolution says retail. The resolution itself says retail.
Madam President, may I rise?
1 second, who's?
We'd have to amend it.
Yeah, I think, let's vote on the motions to reconsider, right? Because that is on the floor, that is there. We're going to vote on the motions to reconsider, okay? There you go. Unless you have something to add to this, Dr. Jeffries, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Madam President. I just wanted to make sure that we, as a legislature, understand what is occurring right now. By my understanding, we introduced local law 1, which was then amended to the new local law. From there on, going forward, local laws number 2 and 3 are then in reference to the amended 1, correct?
Yes.
And so when our amazing clerk read out local law number 3 and used the correct title, we are now voting for said amended title, correct?
As read through the
As read through
intro
the-
number, yes.
As read through the intro number. And so I don't understand the point of reconsideration when we have followed procedure correctly. I yield.
Yes, thank you. But the consideration has a motion and a second. We can go through with that and we can vote on that.
Roll call vote.
Thank you.
Mr. Yes is to reconsider, no is to not reconsider, to vote the reconsideration down. Mr. Udelson?
No.
Mr. Udelson votes no. Mr. McCabe? Mr. McCabe votes yes. Ms. Barnhart? Ms. Barnhart votes no. Ms. Bartholomew McCoy?
No.
Ms. Bartholomew McCoy votes no. Mr. Baines? Mr. Baines votes no. Mr. Blankley? Mr. Blankley votes no. Ms. Bonnick? Ms. Bonnick votes no. Mr. Burgess? Mr. Burgess votes no. Mr. Chardy? Mr. Chardy votes yes. Mr. Colby? Mr. Colby votes yes. Mr. Cruz? Mr. Cruz votes no. Mr. Vecchio Hoffman? Mr. Vecchio Hoffman votes no. Mr. Dondorfer? Mr. Dondorfer votes yes. Mr. Frazier? Mr. Frazier votes no. Ms. Hasman?
No.
Ms. Hasman votes no. Ms. Hugh Smith? Ms. Hugh Smith votes no. Dr. Jeffrey? Dr. Jeffrey votes no. Mr. Johns? Mr. Johns votes yes. Mr. Keller? Mr. Keller votes yes. Mr. Long? Mr. Long votes no. Mr. Mafucci? Mr. Mafucci votes no. Ms. McIntyre? Ms. McIntyre votes yes. Mr. Milne? Mr. Milne votes yes. Mr. Morris? Mr. Morris votes yes. Mr. Sinclair? Mr. Sinclair votes yes. Ms. Smith? Ms. Smith votes yes. Mr. Stefferson? Mr. Stefferson votes no. Ms. Vasquez Simmons? Ms. Vasquez Simmons votes no. President Roman?
No.
President Roman votes no. 11 to 18, the motion to reconsider fails.
Thank you. We are moving on. Yep, item number 4.
Item number 4, referral number 26-0182.LL, enacting a local law entitled Amending Chapter 357 of the Monroe County Code to provide a tax exemption for surviving spouses of police officers killed in the line of duty.
Second.
Moved by legislator Barnhart, seconded by legislator Mafucci. This is for introductory purposes only. Next item.
Item number 5, referral number 26-0182.LL, providing that local law intro blank of 2026 entitled Amending Chapter 357 of the Monroe County Code to provide a tax exemption for surviving spouses of police officers killed in the line of duty be tabled.
Second.
Moved by legislator Barnhart, seconded by legislator Mafucci. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Item number 6, referral 26-0182.LL, fixing public hearing on local law intro blank of 2026 entitled Amending Chapter 357 of the Monroe County Code to provide a tax exemption for surviving spouses of police officers killed in the line of duty.
Second.
Moved by legislator Barnhart, seconded by legislator Mafucci. This is to set the public hearing. Is there any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Madam President,
Yes, legislator Udelson.
I move that we consider the rest of the agenda as a whole with the exception of item number 24 and the MOUs, items 26 through 30.
Thank you. Motion by legislator Udelson, seconded by legislator McCabe. Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Agenda moved. Item number 24.
Item number 24, referral number 26-0198, authorizing contract with All New York Process Servers, Inc. for tax foreclosure outreach services.
Move it.
Moved by legislator Mafucci, seconded by legislators Vasquez Simmons and Barnhart. Is there any discussion? Legislator Barnhart.
Yes, thank you. Through the president to the administration, I reread the RFP for this service and the scope of work. And one of the things in the scope of work was identifying the phone numbers of the assumed owner-occupied properties and even emails. And I'm just curious, I know we're going to post the notice on the door, but is anyone going to call and email as well? I don't think that was discussed in committee.
Through the president, our intent is to try to do some of that. I think this is a work in progress, and we're going to do our best. We have limited staff, but we will be trying to reach out to people as we can.
Through the president to the administration, so the scope of work for this contract does not include them calling. It would be Monroe County staff that would have to do that outreach.
Through the president, that's correct.
Thank you. I yield.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, well, item 26.
Item number 26, referral number 26-0200, approving Monroe Community College's 2026-2027 operating budget.
Move it, Madam President.
Second.
Moved by legislator Bain, second by legislator Mafucci. This is for introductory purposes only. Next item.
Item number 27, referral number 26-0200, providing that resolution intro number blank of 2026 entitled Approving Monroe Community College's 2026-2027 operating budget be tabled.
Move it, Madam President.
Second.
Moved by legislator Bain, seconded by legislator Mafucci. This is to table. All in favor? Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Item number 28, referral number 26-0200, fixing public hearing on resolution intro number blank of 2026 entitled Approving Monroe Community College's 2026-2027 operating budget.
Move it, Madam President.
Second.
Moved by legislator Bain, seconded by legislator Mafucci. This is to set a public hearing. Is there any discussion? Nope. Seeing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Item number 29, referral number 26-0201, standard workday and reporting resolution for county elected and appointed officials for retirement credit purposes.
Move it.
Moved by legislator Mafucci, seconded by legislator Udelson. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, item carries. There being no unfinished business, legislator Udelson.
Madam President, I move that we stand adjourned until Tuesday, August 11th at 6 p.m.
Meeting adjourned.